Hello, it's 1:30. Jumping on here because I said I would. I'm mostly ready, so first of all, I've got a stand, so let me do this. And then if I'm feeling a little bit expressive, I can use my hands. So, hey, how's everybody doing? It's Happy Friday, happy. I know I'm pretty happy. I don't know when you're in business for yourself if it's any different from any other day, really, because even if you've got people trying to convince you that you need to have a life, take a break once in a while, that sort of thing. Really, and I'm speaking to my real estate professionals out there, in case I haven't made it clear, and I'm going to be doing a little bit more of that very soon. I am a virtual holistic accountant for real estate professionals, and as such, I understand something, and I kind of share a common trait with you. Hey, Krista, how you doing? And that trait is that you're never really completely off. I mean, if you've got a buyer or somebody else with a problem, or the bottom of their pants on fire or whatever, and they call you at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, you're not going to ignore them. I kind of, well, not kind of, I do have a very fun band, and I happen to play with my three closest friends, three of my four, not counting my wife, but yeah, these three guys are awesome, and two of them are real estate broker owners, and it's a very commonplace for one of them to stop, like in between songs, and say, "Wait a minute, I got to take this call," or "Hang on a second, I just got to finish this text." It happens all the time at night during rehearsal, and it's okay. You know what? They've figured out something that I'm figuring out now, and I want to share with you guys. I woke up thinking about because of the books I'm reading and the things I'm doing. And it's the subject of embracing problems. Now, I know that sounds a little out there, doesn't it? Why would you embrace problems? Why do you want to attract negativity into your life? And I say you don't. Don't do that. But here's the thing, is if you gone into business, you're basically saying, I'm an expert at X. This is what I do. I'm good at it. And I would like to earn an opportunity to have you share some of your dollars with me in exchange for my expertise. So what do basically when you are an expert? You solve problems for people. You basically have, and I'm using the word basically a lot, sorry, but you solve problems for people and stay one step ahead of their need. And that is why I am talking about this as a subject, embracing problems, because problems are what make us great. Now let's say, okay, let me share a scenario with you, and this should be fun. So you're a buyer agent. You haven't even really done many listings yet. You're fairly new to the business, but you got a couple, three people happening, and let's say that everything's just hunky-dory. You're finding good properties, and you don't have big mix-ups, and your inspections are going well, and everything is just great. Well, that's awesome, and you have a wonderful life. But the thing is, does that really prepare you for the kind of thing that can happen? And you guys that have been doing this for even a little while know that problems do actually crop up. Things are not perfect. You're talking about homes. You're talking about construction. You're talking about you start from the ground and go up, and just think about all things that can go wrong with a house. I mean, my wife and I recently purchased it. Blah, blah, blah. Toy boat. Recently purchased a home in Colorado Springs, the middle of August, and it showed beautifully. We came in here and it's like, this is our layout, this is our place, the size is right. Oh, look, I'm 2 blocks from the trailhead for a running trail, and it goes right to my trail. It goes all the way to Palmer Lake. This is going to be awesome. So we get in here, and guess what? Problems happen. If our realtor hadn't popped up and volunteered to purchase a home warranty, we'd be at $750 now, because we've already had to replace our garage door motor and do a condensate pump on our heater. And that's just the beginning. There's all the little stuff like moving racks and this and that and everything. The thermostat we have in here, it's nice, but we cannot figure out how to set the timer. So that thing's got to come off the wall. Now that's small. I can do those myself. But the point is this. There are going to be problems. But embracing those problems, saying this is an opportunity, this is a challenge for my expertise. And oh, by the way, what happens if you've had a particularly nasty problem 6 months ago and then it pops up again? You already know what to do, and you're a hero for the people you're representing. So embracing problems is huge. It's awesome, and I think we should all be doing it personally. Now, again, I'm not feeding the negativity. In fact, I'd like to add to this, and here's a disclaimer. Don't wish for things that you don't want. Don't talk about worry. That's the W word. Take it out of your vocabulary. Worrying is praying for something to go wrong. Now, let me say it again after that pregnant pause. Worrying is praying for something to go wrong. Stop doing it. Okay? Great. You do that one thing, and your life's going to be better from this point going forward. Is it going to happen? Maybe. But then remember, okay, why am I worrying? What am I worrying about? Is there something I can do about it? And then search for a solution. Embrace the problem. Embrace the problem. Move toward figuring out some kind of solution for it. Implement the solution. Take massive action to solve the problem. Move on. Do the next thing. I'll tell you what, if you have this kind of positive attitude toward the problems that pop up in your business, you're going to be a success. And, you know, I'd like to say I'm not just saying that. Yeah, Mr. Expert here. Well, here's the thing. Things do quite often go well. What I sell is basically a holistic accounting services, including taxes, that work in harmony with each other. And for some people, I do just tax returns. For some people, I do just books. But basically, if I'm doing the whole enchilada for somebody, I'm really able to affect change in their lives. But for those kind of clients, one of the things I sell is access to me if you have a problem. And quite often it happens. I get emails. I get stuff that confounds me, even after months and months of studying for the enrolled agent examination. 3 examinations, actually. Sorry. But things pop up that are just completely sideways to my memory. But here's the fun thing about tax code and why I am very comfortable calling myself an expert in tax is that the Internal Revenue Code is about this tall. Now, this is my hand from the floor, and I'm sitting in an office chair, so it's about 3 feet high. It's about 10 times more volume as the entire works of Shakespeare. You cannot be expected to know it all. Albert Einstein didn't even... Did I say that right? Albert Einstein. If I said it right the first time, sorry. But anyway, he didn't even bother remembering his phone number because he didn't like to clutter his mind with stuff he could look up. And as far as the tax code goes, I know quite a bit. I can answer a number of questions when asked, but there's a lot of other things. I've had stuff the last couple of days. People throw letters at me. It's like, what the heck is this? I've never even done this before. But it's tax related, and that means I know where to look it up. And that's why tax experts are able to operate at the level that they do. Excuse me. Drinking water out of my lemon juice bottle here. So that's the thing. Really, being an expert is staying a step ahead of the problem. And don't tell people that, oh, I don't know. You know, I actually used to get yelled at that when I was in the service in basic training. Sergeant would ask you something, I don't know. What did you say? And they yell at you for it because basically they want some kind of answer like, I do not know, but I will find out, Sergeant. You know, whatever. But the point being, don't just admit defeat. And you don't need to reduce people's confidence in your ability by saying something just completely non-helpful. Well, do you know about XYZ, blah, blah, blah? No, I've never heard of that before, period. Don't do that. What you want to say is something like, and I'm going to admit I'm getting this from a book, but I knew it already too. What you want to say is, I'm not really sure, but I'm going to check that out and get back to you. I'll get you a good answer by X o'clock, okay? That's what you need to do. You need to basically embrace problems in all their forms, all their degrees, and some things are just going to be completely outside your expertise. But here's the beautiful thing. And if you've ever watched the movie The Secret, there's a Yeah, there's a lot of what a coach of mine calls airy fairy, which is basically, woo woo thinking. If you wish for something and want it hard enough, you'll get it. And they kind of conveniently leave out the part where the massive action has to happen. But there is a part in that always stuck with me pretty strongly, and that is that oh god, that was a really good thought too. Hang on, I'll get back to it. So anyway, um, I no, that was you guys. You're gonna have to excuse me. Um, in the process of explaining something very well, I actually lost the original train of my thoughts. So if anybody can remember what I was talking about, go ahead and thumb type it in, and I'll just keep moving on here. Sorry about that. That's a fun part of doing these live. You're not going to be perfect, and that's okay. Main thing is, I just want to kind of share some genuine thinking with you about problem solving, and kind of share some examples from my own life. The things that did occur for me this week. One thing is something that's got to do with money that comes in from investment income inside of an IRA. And there's a special form that you can fill out, and I guess it's pretty voluminous because the company that does the filing, or excuse me, I'm sorry, the company that handles the investment charges hundreds of dollars to file this one form. And I can promise you, I don't charge those kind of rates. So if you're kind of thinking about asking if I can help you with something small, please don't let the idea that EA at the end of my name means I'm expensive. We can always talk, and my first conversation with anybody is always free, usually the second one too. So, and I'm kind of digressing a little bit. Thing is, something came up. It was a little bit outside of my experience, even though I'm familiar with investment vehicles and their tax implications. But this form, I've never seen one, never filled one out before. That's okay. I'm going to bet you that there are CPAs out there that have been in practice 20, 30 years that haven't touched certain forms because there's literally thousands of them. That's why the numbers on them go up to 5 digits in some cases, because there's that many, The IRS is a lot of fun, really, in their infinite complexity. But that's why I kind of like doing that. It's, the joy of working the puzzle and snapping that last piece into place. That's why we do what we do. And, when you're an expert in homes, whatever your previous background was, I know there's people out there that have worked in construction before or done something else similarly related that bring that expertise and that experience into buying and listing and selling homes. And that makes you more valuable too. Your experience, no matter what it is something that is going to help you in whatever you're doing going forward. So there were some things, bear with me a second here. What I'm going to do, I'm looking to your right, I think, because it's my left. I had made some notes and I just want to make sure. Oh yeah, that's all. Okay. It actually mentioned that a lot of the things that inspire me recently and why I've kind of got up the nerve to do these is because I have taken the advice of numerous people and actually started squeezing 30 minutes of reading into my day each day. And I'm like in the middle of an extremely good book right now that keeps inspiring me. And for that reason, I'm going to share a piece of advice, and that is you do the same thing. People ask me, what books are you reading lately? It's never fiction, and I don't know why. I like a good story, but, especially if a movie's really well made. Of course I like movies and TV, everybody does, but I always find myself asking later, I just watched 90 minutes of a couple reruns on Netflix. What could I have been doing to further my education or my knowledge or help a client during that time? And I know you can't be on 18 hours a day. And if my wife watches this later, she's going to be banging her head on the desk because she's kind of constantly and with a lot of love in her heart trying to insist with me that I need to take some time and do some things. And I agree. You do have to take time to fill yourself up. That's why I play in that band. That's why I'm in an incredible relationship right now. That's why any number of things. And by the way, speaking of which, I promised myself a run today. It's in the mid 50s. I don't know if you run. Some people may have in the past and don't, and whatever. But if you know any runners, anybody that's like enters races for fun, like I have and still do, they may tell you like the perfect weather to run in is like mid 50s to 60 degrees. And that's what it is right now. Sunny, very mild breeze. It's perfect. So in just a couple of minutes, matter of fact, I'm going to start now, actually. I'm going to pick you guys up. I asked my wife if there was any dirty clothes hanging off of doorknobs before I did this, because I'm going to take you upstairs with me and I'm going to start stretching because I'm getting outside. So I see a number of people and I'm going to start hitting wave buttons. Thank you all so much. Hi, Amanda, Manny, Jay, Paul. How you doing? Rebecca Sunshine Johnson. That's a great name. Okay, let's see. And Krista, hey, how are you doing? Great meme the other day. Actually, it's been a couple, 3 weeks, but yeah. Krista Fowler is a realtor in the Colorado Springs area, and she's worth checking out. So, yeah, great to make your acquaintance and be your friend. So, okay, I'm up here. What's on the bed behind me? Okay, no underwear, so yeah. Anyway, hey you guys, and I'm really happy that you joined me, and I hope I'm like providing some value here. I feel like I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but I hope that I have also, as well as that, touched sufficiently on the topic of embracing problems. What I'm trying to say is this: welcome them, solve them, move on. They make you better. Basically, the best teacher in life is experience. Yeah, college is awesome, and it gives you not only a wide variety of past and current knowledge, but also the relationships that you make in school are amazing. But there is no substitute for learning like having gone through something and figured out how to get to the other side of it successfully. So embracing problems is the topic of the day, and what I'll be working on all weekend, because it's the middle of the month, and it's the middle of the second to last month in the year. And by the way, I wonder how everybody's doing with their year, and what your goals are to end the year with a bang. I got a friend, and she's not on right now, but I wish you were. It's too bad, because I want to give her kudos basically for something, and that is this. You're seeing a lot of memes that say 2020 is going to be this, it's going to be great, awesome. 2019 ain't over yet. You still got a golden opportunity to do huge things. There's like 6-7 weeks left in this year. Let's do this. Let's do something. Now let's do something huge and make 2019 amazing. And let me add, as your tax professional, please be happy about paying taxes. I'm going to add a little something here at the end as far as it's kind of on topic with problems. Be happy about paying with taxes, and I'm going to tell you why. If you're paying more tax, it means you're making more money. The trick is to make sure that you are in fact paying your taxes. If you are one of my entrepreneurs, and that's who I'm talking to, I do not disparage the wage earner at all. I've been one for decades. I totally understand, but basically, I'm an entrepreneur talking to entrepreneurs, real estate professionals, and people-related industries. And you guys, basically what I'm talking to you about now is the fact that if you are a wage earner, then your taxes are automatically taken out of your check, and your Social Security and your Medicare is automatically taken out of your check. You got nothing to think about. You're totally in tax compliance because your employer's taking care of all of it for you. But now you're no longer there. And what does that mean? Are you making estimated payments? If you're an S-Corp, are you remembering your payroll taxes? And if you're scratching your head going, what is that? Let's have that free call, please, because it's important. There's a lot of freedom. I think the same way God allows us to come to belief on our own, because it means more. And but in the case of the Internal Revenue Service, there's a lot of freedom to comply, but there are a lot of consequences for not complying. So I had a cop tell me back when I was a teenager, and he picked me up for doing something stupid, that ignorance of the law is not an excuse for breaking it. And that's basically the IRS's position with your taxes. So what I'm saying here is this. You've got a lot of freedom to basically not do anything. You can make 60,000 bucks this year and not make any estimated payments, but come around April 15th, when you pay your taxes, you're going to have a lot of underpayment penalty because you didn't make estimated payments. And if you're scratching your head going, what's an estimated payment? We need to talk. Or at least get on a comment with me and let's talk about that. And by the way, if you want to get on a comment and you are one of my real estate folks, I am doing something huge this Monday. We're going to basically be launching a whole bunch of cool information, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek into one of the things I'm going to be doing, which is I have put together a book of awesome deductions that you can reduce your gross income and your tax with, and it's a $5 value, and I'm giving it away to people for free, but not for very long. Basically, I'm only going to be able to do it for about a week or so. So if you'd like an advanced copy, jump on a comment on any of my posts and ask me for it, and I'll talk to you via Messenger. So has anybody in here got any questions? Because I'm going to start changing clothes, and you don't want to see that. So watching. No questions? You guys, thanks so much for hanging out there with me, and have a beautiful Friday, and get outside and get some fresh air, because I'm about to, and it's going to do us all some good, because it's beautiful right now. Farmer's Almanac says it might get cold and wetter starting the 15th. Yeah, I was looking that up because we've got to winterize a house, so take advantage of this while you can. It's one thing, if you're not in Colorado, welcome, out-of-staters. First of all, thank you. And yeah, there's one right now. How are you doing, Mr. Owings? Way distant relation. Nice to see you on. And I think this gentleman is on the West Coast, if I remember right. So here's a little secret, and don't tell all your neighbors to move here, but Colorado has a number of sunny days, and we get lucky breaks with our weather sometimes. But it does snow, it does get wet, and sometimes it gets foggy. We got a little of everything here. It's very interesting. When it's nice out, the people that live here know, get your butt outside, do something good. That's what I'm doing. So I'm going to take off for now. Sorry, Terry, you kind of came in at the end, but everybody take care. I'm so happy that you got on today. I appreciate your participation. Wish you all an amazing day and an awesome weekend full of abundance, joy, peace, and love. And I will see you soon. I'll be talking to you on Monday for sure. So tune in. We'll see you then.